Today I fucked up by uploading the wrong resume. So this happened in January. Frustrated by my current job, I started looking for jobs outside. I signed up on a job search website, made my profile, filled all the details, uploaded my resume. After a week or two, I realized I haven't got a single call. Disappointed by this, I opened my profile on the job search portal, only to find out that there were at least 30 views on my profile. My self-doubt kicked in, making me question my skills. Later that week I got a mail from one of the recruiters asking for my resume. I wondered, my resume is already on my profile, why is she asking for it? Opened my profile to check my resume, only to find out I have uploaded my thyroid test instead of my resume. Looks like my thyroid test impressed the recruiter, who wrote me back asking for my resume. The recruiters must be thinking this guy is on another level, trying to land a job by gaining sympathy using his thyroid result. I guess I really made some 30-odd recruiters' day. Too long, didn't read, uploaded my thyroid test instead of my resume on a job portal. Nice. Did you get the job though? I got it, but not through that portal. Playful face. Hope your thyroid is okay. As a recruiter I would've told you lol. That would have been nice, kind recruiter. Oh god, the HIPAA audit team is at it again. Oh my gosh, how? Did the files have similar titles? Yeah. Apparently, the title of my report was my name, and so was my resumes. Today I fucked up by setting my wife's loins on fire. This did happen today, and I am not doing a throwaway because I'm going to own this mistake. As a military guy celebrating 4th of July, I like to go the extra mile with my eats. So on top of grilled meats this year, I was going to make bacon-wrapped stuffed jalapenos. So after cutting the peppers and did some prep work, I realized that the cream cheese needed to soften. My first mistake, not wearing gloves while handling peppers, causing oils to get on my hands. So, I took a break, and it was at this point my wife was feeling a little frisky, which hasn't happened very much during her second pregnancy. Needless to say, I jumped at the chance for sexy time. However, as I was doing some prep work on her, I totally forgot about how jalapeno oils can stick around on her skin. Needless to say, sexy moans turned into cries of pain real fast. She ran to the bathroom crying in pain as I had to look up ways to relieve a hoo-ha that was being racked by Scoville units. Needless to say, I am glad I was not making ghost pepper chili. TL, doctor, I went from prepping peppers in the kitchen to prepping the wife for sexy time. I started the wrong kind of fire in the oven. Had to read it. At first I was thinking about a different type of fire. Smile. I mean, it would suck if I burned her with the grill, but I figured I'd go for wordplay. Also, for future reference, milk on the nether regions. It's used to counteract capsaicin, and for anyone affected by pepper spray, it works on that too. Lol, my dad also makes those. He used fresh peppers one time and fucked up his hands. My mom had welts on her hands and they burned so bad she had to soak them in milk. Only use pickled peppers. Oh lord, for a second I thought you were gonna say your dad also made your loins burn. That's hot. Sounds like a spicy time. I've done the same thing, man. I feel your pain. Well, my wife feels your wife's pain. Knowing that milk helps when you eat spicy food, but not having any milk on hand, we went with what we had, vanilla ice cream. Just slathered it all over the area. She said it helped. Note, I'm not a doctor. Please don't take this as a recommendation to smear ice cream on anyone's nether regions. Too late. Already balls deep in the Haagen-Dazs. Today I fucked up by thinking I had become so overweight that I gave myself a hernia and nearly died. Let's take it back to my daughter's 5th birthday. It was a Friday and I was at my desk job working some odd hours, and I take my lunch halfway through my shift. I clock out, like any normal day, and attempt to get up to take my normal walk and phone time during my hour-long lunch. As I get up, I feel the most excruciating pain I have ever felt. Mind you, up to this point in my life, I have had parachute accidents, nearly blown my hand off with fireworks, had at least one concussion, and have been stabbed in the chest. This pain in my stomach forces me to sit back down immediately as I try to catch my breath and relax. After what felt like an hour, it was really only a few minutes, I slowly stand up like nothing happened. This is mainly due to my machismo, but I didn't need the office talking. I take my lunch as normal, sort of, and walk it off and just try to feel comfortable. Now is the time to mention that I had recently made a career shift from a physical job to a desk job and had gone from a pretty fit man to a less than fit man. As I had started packing on the weight, I was having troubles doing normal tasks. This had been on my mind for at least a year when this happened. Back to the today I fucked up, and the point of this story, I had fully believed I had gotten so large in the stomach that I had given myself a hernia. I even called my wife about it during that lunch period. After my lunch period, I go back to work and finish my shift. I'm always the only one left in the building due to scheduling. After work, I'm still sore but not nearly as bad as when I went to lunch. Tack my 1-hour commute home, feeling damn near every bump in the road. I'm too sore, and honestly out of sorts, to really enjoy my daughter's birthday. It was so bad that all Friday night and all of Saturday I was completely worthless to my family. Sunday rolls around and I'm actually feeling more listless but not nearly as in pain as I had been. I make a 2-5-hour commute for a family obligation, but when I get home my wife tells me I need to go to an urgent care. I finally agree, as she had been telling me I should go, and off I went. Another 30-minute commute, and I arrive. I start to tell the receptionist about my hernia and she ushers me back immediately to a room. The head nurse comes in and within 5 minutes of arriving at the urgent care they are sending me to the nearest ER for a CT scan. Another 20-minute commute, I arrive to the ER who ushers me straight to a room to prep for my first ever CT scan. Iodine flushes are fun, by the way. They do my scan and in about 1 hour they are telling me it's time to have surgery as my appendix had burst. At this point I'm like, hold on and let me call my wife and let her get a chance to come down. No surgery until then. She arrives and I get to tell her my hernia is really my appendix trying to kill me. We talk for a couple of minutes, then it's time for me to go to war and go under. Not sure how much time had passed, but I wake up with them pulling out the intubation tubing. I have a good raspy laugh and ask for my wife to come in. We talk to the surgeon and I ask to see what they took out. He explained that if I had shown up 4 hours later I may never had survived. This is when I tell him I plan to use my hernia as an excuse to not go into work on Monday and come visit urgent care then. Too long didn't read. I thought that becoming obese had given me a hernia but nearly died to an appendix bursting because I wanted to toughen it out and take a day off work. If your lower right abdomen is in acute pain, followed by some flu-like symptoms, go get checked immediately. Unlike me, it can save your life. So did you die? I'm not quite dead yet, but not for lack of trying. I have felt your pain. Appendicitis is no joke, and is always my immediate answer when someone asks what's the worst pain you've ever had. The crazy thing, the first hour was terrible but the next 50 or so hours were so extremely mild and I just felt like I had the flu. It was the only reason I was able to keep brushing it off. My appendix was eyepieces and I had a severe blood infection. Can't remember the name at this moment though. Glad you made it through as well. It's definitely no joke. This is a crazy story, but I'm still more shocked by how nonchalantly you listed your past injuries. Ha ha ha. An appendix bursting is like an atomic bomb going off inside you with nothing to warn you. New past injuries, at least I saw them coming. I can respect this. I've had probably 5 concussions, broken my index finger, arm, and wrist. Crushed my leg under 3,000 pounds, ripped cartilage in the other leg, fractured my eye socket. Recently had my thumb broken by someone using a 20-pound sledgehammer. Landed clear on the knuckle. Aside from the ripped cartilage in my knee, I'd break it all again back to back. Dear fuck. I've smashed my fingers with hammers before. Sledgehammer broke my ability to use profanity. Took a week before it stopped bloody throbbing. Are you held together by duct tape and spite, as well? Iodine flush made me think I peed my pants when I got it. I can only imagine how you must have felt.